And just like that, the calendar turns, Grinchmas is over, and thus begins the unofficial start to HHN speculation season.
Whoa there, friend, you might need to slow down.
But that's not all that Universal has to offer in 2025, as they're going to be unveiling a whole new universe over on the East Coast. And here on the West Coast, we got production on what's going to be a park-altering roller coaster, as well as probably a lot of other changes going on. So let's wander on this very windy January day around the studios and see what we can find. We'll start the morning kind of on a low-key note. A first look at 2025, how Escapology's coming along. There's plenty of guys working out there. Still a lot of stuff going on inside. They got this giant pole. I'm assuming it's not load-bearing because it was never there before. But I don't know if they're planning on like maybe extending one of the rooms out to this little balcony area and making that part of it. I don't know. I think that might be kind of cool as like a low-key marketing ploy. You can see people, from the outside. You can see people in there actually doing the puzzles. Might make you want to check it out yourself.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Just something, I don't know, but they're working a lot on the outside too. They're concreting the whole place over. They're smoothing out everything, all the concrete and stuff. I don't know what the actual date is for this. Obviously, it's going to be sometime this year, but they got all the holes plugged up on the outside wall. So I'm sure most of the work, I'm assuming 65-70% of the work on this is probably being done on the inside right now. There's probably 60 guys in there messing around. But yeah, that's Escapology. That was once kind of an entertainment staple out here on the CityWalk. iFly, the skydiving simulator, is gone. Last people flew their last flight a few days ago. Rumor is they're going to be putting another hotel in this section here. It looks like there might be room for it, but this begs the question because there's a lot of other rumored closures around CityWalk. What's going to be next on the chopping block for Universal? Time will tell. So just walking through CityWalk once, I counted, I think, 3 shops that are already shut down. Whatever's next to the sushi place, iFly is gone, and now the crepe shop is gone too. And then 3 that are scheduled to go away. We got Ben & Jerry's, Sparky's, and the Abercrombie & Fitch kids store, at least the kids store. I don't know if the regular store is going to be closing down or not, but I can't imagine they would keep that one too. Now couple that with what is going to be a very impressive hotel standing right over here behind me. They set aside a lot of construction over here in the Woody Woodpecker parking lot. They're starting to paint a lot of the plywood white. I'm not sure what that signifies. It could just be going to board up the shops that are going to be closed down before they actually start building something new. My speculation is all hotels, just 72 hotels.
Settle down.
It's going to be hotel walk, and Universal's just going to have a lot of people staying on site because, let's be honest, once you get up on this hill, you don't really want to go down for anything until you're done. So it's going to be super irritating trying to paint this stuff on a windy day and having all the leaves and stuff blowing on over the stuff that you just painted. The elements, man, they'll get you.
They'll get you.
That's just CityWalk. Now let's go look at the park. So next time I come without the baby, I'm gonna have to ride my bike here because the motorcycle parking is like literally right at the entrance to CityWalk, and it's never full. As we head through the little store here, I do want to make mention that a lot of schools and a lot of places take the following week of vacation off, so the park isn't exactly like empty. It's not like off-season empty yet, so you will still have big crowds here for the next week or so, and then next week it should kind of taper down, heading into
off-season mode.
Still quite the plethora of Grinchmas
I used a thesaurus.
merchandise available here. It's all 50% off, and then all the rest of the, she said the rest of the Christmas stuff is 30% off, like the Minions, the Harry Potter, and the Universal Monster stuff. It's still slashed, price is slashed, but not as much as Grinchmas. So you can get your Grinchmas stuff for next year. Be ready for it for half the price. Oh, Shrek and Fiona here.
And now they're gone.
Oh, hey, Doc. Hey, what's going on?
How are you?
All right, the whole circle is it's closed down, but doesn't look like they started taking anything down over there yet. What's happening? There's a lot of, maybe the wind's preventing them from
Destruction.
But inside the park, they haven't done anything as far as taking their Christmas deco down. So I spent a lot of time vamping last year about the fate of Springfield. in Universal. I know they have the license up until 2028, and then after that, people are wondering, is because Disney owns them, are they going to take them and do their own thing with them? Are they going to renew the lease? Whatever. And it seems like as the new year has picked up, I guess Disney did a survey with Disney pass holders and Disney members saying, would Disney, if they took the property from Universal, would they build their own land in Disneyland or Magic Kingdom or whatever? Obviously, if you do take The Simpsons away, you've got to build their own land. It's an iconic franchise. You can't just throw them by the wayside. I know that they're kind of yesterday's news, but they're very iconic. Everybody knows who The Simpsons are. It's kind of a generational thing. So if we do lose The Simpsons, it's not going to be for a while, but it's going to be weird to kind of have that overlap when Fast and Furious opens up, and then we've got like Domville and Springfield right next to each other for a good like 3 years. But that's if we lose Springfield at all. Who knows?
Oh, I know lots of things.
But we haven't been here in a couple weeks, and we haven't been on the studio tour in even longer than that. So in honor of the baby, we're gonna go on her favorite little ride, In the Wind, featuring Gone with the Wind. It's kind of weird. Half the upper lot is closed. There's a lot of people here, but like Bill Ghost Town over at the studio tour right now. Kind of weird. I guess everybody went down to the lower lot to get Jurassic World out of their system.
You sure about that?
That was our first time doing King Kong up here in this car. And you really move up in the front car. I didn't realize that.
We almost lost the baby.
We almost lost Harley. No earthquake. Not today. But we have balloons.
What do you got there, balloon?
When was the last time we shot Jaws? Let's do the whole Jaws experience on this, the whole studio tour Jaws experience.
You got it, dude.
Really lucky. We might see a shark eat somebody. Fingers crossed. I can't make any promises, but we'll see.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh that loud. Death is not a joke, people. Oh man. What do we got here?
And there's a person in the water. Looks like a diver. Hear that blow?
He be diving. There was no. Did you see the phone at all?
Divers.
Oh, no. Sure. Blood and everything.
Glad we got to see that. Now we're told to stay from any sharks in the water. Just to be extra cautious. Get behind these gas.
Oh man. Oh, it's pulling the pier out behind us. Oh man. Oh, it's so warm. Oh no. Ah! The speed of light.
Jaws ride.
There you go.
Almost.
Jaws 3D.
This rain is coming out of Springfield.
We only get rain on one side. Only in LA. You guys want to do another full experience? This is everybody's favorite experience on the tour. Let's do Fast and Furious.
I'm just jerking your chain.
Yeah, I wouldn't subject you to that. It's bad enough that we had to sit through it. I'm not gonna make you guys do it too. It's enough for Harley to lose her shoes. It's a bit sad that Earthquake wasn't open, but it is what it is. The rest of the tour is just back to normal. I do know during FanFest they are gonna let us go off into the courtyard for Back to the Future. Other than that, I don't really know what else is changing. But there's plenty to talk about in the rest of the park, so let's go up there and figure it all out. Oh man, we just got off the tram and everybody's here now. Let's go see what the lower lot looks like. So I'm sure if you've been to this Universal, you kind of understand the layout a little bit and how it affects the elements. And there is a severe wind tunnel anytime there's any kind of breeze in this park when you go up and down the escalators. I nearly lost my hat, so it's being safeguarded by my lovely wife in the background who's gonna keep it safe for me until we get to the bottom here. But just to remember that, if it's windy, you're going down these escalators, remove all loose articles of clothing.
Within reason, obviously.
get your mind out of that gutter.
Now, as far as this Hillside Mystery Project's going on, obviously they're going to be hosing it down because of the wind. They don't want to lose all the dirt. The little trails, I really feel like those little pathways are going to go away, and they're going to smooth this out for something. They might actually take some of the dirt off the bottom and expand the walkway and turn it into a railway. I know that was kind of where the tram line went before. It's got really nowhere to go. If it does come over here and unloads, we would need a turnaround, but there's a raptor pen in the way, so that kind of dissolves that theory. They also, since they got rid of the Halloween Horror Nights house, they've moved the fencing all the way around the Mummy now. So it's wrapped, that little fence is wrapped all the way around, so who knows if they're going to start working inside there or not. And that's even if this is even going to be the new tram location. We still don't know. We still haven't heard anything. Universal's got plenty on their plate. This will be a nice surprise when they finally do unveil what it actually is. Oh man, it's a good thing we ain't riding the Mummy today. Party's down in the lower lot today, people. There's not much room to really wander around, but the lines aren't crazy long. Jurassic World's only 15. That's probably because it's friggin' cold. The Mummy's 20, and then Transformers, I can't see it. It looks like it says 25 out there. So most of the traffic down here looks like it's heading to and from Super Nintendo World, which is it's about normal. Well, I guess while we're here, we'll make a stop in Super Nintendo World. Well, this has to be expected. There's everybody kind of just wandering around doing their own thing. The games are all full. Like, there's a lot of people standing in line to play the games today. I don't think Bowser's Challenge has gone below an hour yet. So a lot of people that are down here are back here, probably trying to get this out of the way so they can enjoy the rest of the day stress-free. Now, with all that being said, you can still get on the wait list for Toadstool Cafe. So remember that. Seems pretty easy, pretty not super exclusive these days. This view of the Fast and Furious coaster, like roaring out past behind Jurassic Park, is going to be so sick when that ride finally begins operations. We have plenty of seating out here in the Parisian courtyard too. Take a seat anywhere you want. There's plenty of room. And our streak continues for finding something new every time we come over here to visit our friends at the Fast and Furious ride. Now they've got some railing here for, like, it's either going to be, I think that's going to be a brake run, right? I'm assuming a brake run right before like a final slingshot over and around the escalators or something. And then the brickwork, it looks like it's wrapping all the way around the building finally, the show building. So that's going to probably start coming down, getting lower. But that building, the outside looks like it's pretty much done as far as like concreting it up. What's crazy is with the amount of bracings they have on the ground, there's still a whole bunch more that need to come up over here on this little stretch here before they shoot you back the other way. This honestly has to be one of the more impressive projects I've ever seen take place at any theme park. This is really impressive how fast they're getting everything kind of together, and I cannot wait to see what this looks like when it's all said and done. Well, they finally got they finally figured it out that nobody's going to be in the Waterland in the winter time. They shut it down. I'm assuming this is probably has more to do with the wind than anything, but it's always weird to see this place bone dry, even if it's in the winter. A little tidbit that you might not have known about Andrea is when we come to Universal, there's one thing that we do have to get every time. Got to get that $12 calzone from Power Up Cafe. What do you have to say for yourself?
Oh, good.
Also, just a gentle reminder that because the holidays are over, we are technically in the down season, and because of that, Waterworld is closed for the next couple months. Wrong! They do have a little downtime and stuff, so you just got to remember, probably when it starts to warm up a little bit more.
I was way off.
Memorial Day, maybe, it'll open back up.
Not even close, bud.
Correction. Closed until February.
Missed it by that much.
Every time I come here, I say it's gonna be the last time I get Taco Bell. And then I come up here and I spend $86 on Taco Bell. I'm at the point now to where I come to Universal and I start to feel overwhelmed with the amount of things that's going on. And I try to get through everything as fast as I can, and it's snappy and stay on a tight schedule, and it just never really works. I'm always running behind whenever I leave this park. That's not a bad thing. There's a lot going on, and every week it's so awesome that we get to see something new. Anyway, time for me to go take a drive. So until I see you up on the mountain here at the studios or out at the farm, we'll catch y'all on the flippity flop.